Alright, what's going on guys? So today I've got the Osmo Pocket 4 right here, and is it worth buying? Okay, so this is really exciting. I've had the Osmo Pocket 4 now for a couple of months, I think since December, and I've had quite a bit of time to play with it, really get familiar with the whole thing. I did own the Osmo Pocket 3 for a time. I used it for all my BTS and making some short cinematics. And for those who are familiar with the Osmo Pocket 3, very familiar UI, very familiar menus, so you really will feel right at home with the Osmo Pocket 4. Now, the big question is it worth it? Is it worth upgrading to the Osmo Pocket 4 from the Osmo Pocket 3? And I want you guys to make your own conclusions. So I wanted to start off by talking about the major upgrades that this thing has gotten. So the biggest upgrade for me is the new 1-inch CMOS sensor. Compared to the Osmo Pocket 3, the new 1-inch CMOS sensor allows for 10-bit D-Log with up to 14 stops of dynamic range. In comparison to the Osmo Pocket 3, it only had 10 to 11 stops of dynamic range, so it is a pretty big upgrade, about 4 stops of an upgrade, which is amazing. And for those who love to film cinematic content and those who love color grading, you have that peace of mind when you're color grading, and you have that peace of mind when trying to expose properly as well, which is awesome. With the 14 stops of dynamic range, I think the limit is 4K 60 FPS and 4K 30 FPS, but that's really no problem if you don't do a lot of slow motion or anything like that. And finally, you do get D-Log, which extends the dynamic range, and you get a lot of highlight latitude, which is great. I think the previous Osmo Pocket 3 didn't have D-Log. Now you have that option as well. Another big upgrade for me is the 2-stop improvement in low light video. There is a low light video mode on this. You can't shoot D-Log on it, unfortunately, but because I do want to shoot BTS with this, a lot of my shoots are in blue hour, golden hour, or low light urban scenes. I am able to shoot BTS with a 2-stop improvement, which is amazing. So I tested the low light mode of this. I shot in basically blue hour to past blue hour as well. And where I shot was on the pier overlooking the city. And you can see in the footage that the city was very bright, very vibrant, and there were red lights coming out of the city that I wasn't really able to see with my own eyes, but I could see it very clearly on the footage after I popped it onto the editing page. And I didn't have to do any editing or anything like that, just straight out of the camera. The low light was amazing. And I'm definitely going to utilize this for my BTS. Another really big upgrade is the 4K slow motion. I think the Osmo Pocket 3 only had 120 FPS when filming 4K slow motion, but the Osmo Pocket 4 has up to 240 FPS, which is crazy. And you can see in these examples, I'm just like jumping in the air. I'm just super slow, and I've got footage of the ocean, the waves crashing in, and it's so slow. And I haven't really played a lot with higher frame rates and slowing it down. Having such slow motion capabilities is really good to see, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Another big upgrade is the 2x lossless zoom. So when you zoom in up to 2 times, you don't lose any detail. Okay, so that's 3 big upgrades. So now you've got the new sensor, you've got 240 frames FPS of slow motion, and you also have 2x lossless zoom. What more do we have? Another big upgrade as well is the new tracking. Active Track 7.0. Definitely way more responsive than the Active Track 6.0 on the Osmo Pocket 3. In my opinion, it does work better. When I was able to utilize the Active Track to its fullest potential was shooting this short cinematic with my friend Radita. While I was shooting the cinematic, I was moving around her, and honestly, she didn't really stray too far away from the center of the image. That made shooting with movement way easier, and having to not worry about controlling the gimbal to follow a subject. And I can imagine this being a big upgrade for those car enthusiasts and people who want to use the Osmo Pocket 4 for recording car content, which is awesome. Another big upgrade that I really love about the Osmo Pocket 4 is that it has 107 gigabytes of internal storage. And that might not really sound like a lot, but using the Pro mode with 10-bit D-Log and 4K 60 FPS, the file sizes aren't really too big. To really prove that, I've had this thing since December, and I've been shooting a lot with it. I haven't deleted or formatted the storage at all. That's just made everything easier. I don't have to deal with any SD card cards, or when the time comes that I do forget my SD card, I have that internal storage as a backup, which is really good. And yeah, it's really good upgrade that this thing does have internal storage. They're really honed down on the ergonomics of this. You do get what they call a 5D joystick. It makes it way easier to zoom or handle any gimbal movements that you want to handle. And yeah, it feels really good. It's popped out, so it's a lot easier to use. It doesn't get clipped on anything. And above that, you do get 2 new programmable buttons right here, which is really cool. You got more upgrades on the photo side. So now photos, you have 37 megapixels compared to the 9 megapixels from the Osmo Pocket 3. You also have a bigger battery. Previously, you only had 1,300 milliamps. Now you've got 1,545 milliamps. So there is an upgrade on the battery as well, which is awesome. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Osmo Pocket 4. And really, I guess in conclusion, I would upgrade it from the Osmo Pocket 3, but only if you want those extra stops of dynamic range, if you want those extra frames for slow motion, and the upgraded tracking, and the upgraded storage and battery. But if you're happy with the capabilities of the Osmo Pocket 3 and how it's been doing for you, then it's not really worth an upgrade there. But for me, for the content that I do, and for the capabilities of the new Osmo Pocket 4, I definitely recommend the upgrade. But otherwise, the Pocket 3 is a perfectly capable device. I hope you guys liked the video. I will see you guys in the next one.